Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. Courage isn't having the strength to go on. It is going on when you don't have strength. I am surrounded by priests who repeat incessantly that their kingdom is not of this world, and yet they lay hands on everything they can get. Religion is excellent stuff for keeping common people quiet. Religion is what keeps the poor from murdering the rich. Show me a family of readers, and I will show you the people who move the world. If you wish to be a success in the world, promise everything, deliver nothing. All great events hang by a single thread. The clever man takes advantage of everything, neglects nothing that may give him some added opportunity. The less clever man, by neglecting one thing, sometimes misses everything. It is only by prudence, wisdom, and dexterity that great ends are attained and obstacles overcome. Without these qualities, nothing succeeds. Nothing is more difficult, and therefore more precious, than to be able to decide. Impossible is the word found only in a fool's dictionary. Wise people create opportunities for themselves and make everything possible. Take time to deliberate, but when the time for action comes, stop thinking and go in. One is more certain to influence men, to produce more effect on them, by absurdities than by sensible ideas. The battlefield is a scene of constant chaos. The winner will be the one who controls that chaos, both his own and the enemy's. If I had to choose a religion, the sun as the universal giver of life would be my God. Alexander, Caesar, Charlemagne, and I have founded empires. But on what did we rest the creations of our genius? Upon force. Jesus Christ founded his empire upon love, and at this hour millions of men would die for him. The only victories which leave no regret are those which are gained over ignorance. To write history, one must be more than a man, since the author who holds the pen of this great justiciary must be free from all preoccupation of interest or vanity. There are in the world two powers, the sword and the spirit. The spirit has always vanquished the sword. Lead the ideas of your time and they will accompany and support you. Fall behind them and they drag you along with them. Oppose them and they will overwhelm you. One must learn to forgive and not to hold a hostile, bitter attitude of mind, which offends those about us and prevents us from enjoying ourselves. One must recognize human shortcomings and adjust himself to them rather than to be constantly finding fault with them. Men are moved by two levers only, fear and self-interest. There are but two powers in the world, the sword and the mind. In the long run, the sword is always beaten by the mind. The world suffers a lot. not because of the violence of bad people, but because of the silence of the good people. China is a sleeping giant. Let him sleep, for if he wakes, he will shake the world. In politics, nothing is immutable. Events carry within them an invincible power. The unwise destroy themselves in resistance. The skillful accept events, take strong hold of them, and direct them. The reason most people fail instead of succeed is they trade what they want most for what they want at the moment. The herd seek out the great, not for their sake but for their influence, and the great welcome them out of vanity or need. 10 people who speak make more noise than 10,000 who are silent. Power is my mistress. I have worked too hard at her conquest to allow anyone to take her away from me. Death is nothing but to live defeated, and inglorious is to die daily. Men are more easily governed through their vices than through their virtues. Circumstances, what are circumstances? I make circumstances. A form of government that is not the result of a long sequence of shared experiences, efforts, and endeavors can never take root. As for me, to love you alone, to make you happy, to do nothing which would contradict your wishes, this is my destiny and the meaning of my life. One must indeed be ignorant of the methods of genius to suppose that it allows itself to be cramped by forms. Forms are for mediocrity, and it is fortunate that mediocrity can act only according to routine. Ability takes its flight unhindered. Throw off your worries when you throw off your clothes at night. Music is what tells us that the human race is greater than we realize. 4 hostile newspapers are more to be feared than 1,000 bayonets. The fool has one great advantage over a man of sense. He is always satisfied with himself. A love of glory is like the bridge that Satan built across chaos to pass from hell to paradise. Glory links the past with the future across a bottomless abyss. Nothing to my son except my name. History is the version of past events that people have decided to agree upon. The hand that gives is among the hand that takes. Money has no fatherland. Financiers are without patriotism and without decency. Their sole object is gain. Never depend on the multitude, full of instability and whims. Always take precautions against it. It is a mistake, to say that the face is the mirror of the soul. The truth is, men are very hard to know, and yet, not to be deceived, we must judge them by their present actions, but for the present only. Great men are meteors designed to burn so that earth may be lighted. If the art of war were nothing but the art of avoiding risks, glory would become the prey of mediocre minds. I have made all the calculations. Fate will do the rest. To understand the man, you have to know what was happening in the world when he was 20. We are made weak both by idleness and distrust of ourselves. Unfortunate, indeed, is he who suffers from both. If he is a mere individual, he becomes nothing. If he is a king, he is lost. All great events hang by a hair. A man of ability takes advantage of everything and neglects nothing that can give him a chance of success, whilst the less able man sometimes loses everything by neglecting a single one of those chances. He who cannot look over a battlefield with a dry eye causes the death of many men uselessly. You would make a ship sail against the winds and currents by lighting a bonfire under her decks. I have no time for such nonsense. If we could read the past histories of all our enemies, we would disregard all hostility for them. In our time, no one has the conception of what is great. It is up to me to show them. It's the unconquerable soul of man, and not the nature of the weapon he uses, that ensures victory. The extent of your consciousness is limited only by your ability to love, and to embrace with your love the space around you, and all it contains. Great ambition is the passion of a great character. Those endowed with it may perform very good or bad acts. All depends on the principles which direct